Mariners avoid the sweep versus the Tampa Bay Rays. They've continued down the same path that we've been on this entire season. Hi, everyone. My name is Sam Edwards. Welcome to Mariners Daily. I appreciate you watching the show, joining me once again. If this is your first time here, make sure you freaking subscribe and like the video. And best of all, freaking let me know what your thoughts are on this past series. And as the Mariners try and heal up over this All-Star break, stupid series versus the Marlins led into a rough series versus the Tampa Bay Rays this past weekend. Mariners lose the first two games and then eke out a win. I say eke out. They did do well in the third game. I don't want to be totally negative here. There is still some good things to discuss from this past weekend. Let's talk about game one first. Luis Castillo gets roughed up again. We're seeing the hard hits. We're seeing the home runs start coming through once again. Jose Ferrer also got a little roughed up as well. Excuse me. He also got roughed up. Castillo, though, we'll start with him. 5 innings pitched, 9 hits given up, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. That is 3 home runs given up in this game, 91 pitches, and 7 hard hit balls on the day. Majority of them being line drives or fly balls, not what you're looking for necessarily. The four-seamer didn't do great in this one. He threw it 48% of the time, 5 whiffs, 3 called strikes, and 18.2 CSW percentage. Not what you're looking for. Not great. 70 strike percentage is not bad, but I honestly think he was in the zone too much. Same thing with the slider. Slider did actually very well in the called strike department. He threw the slider 31.9% of the time, 2 whiffs on the pitch. Not what you're looking for. You would like to see a little bit more whiffs on the slider, but alas, he did get 11 called strikes on the pitch, 44.8 CSW percentage. However, 2 of the 3 home runs came on the slider, came on hanging sliders. So I think this is a situation where the slider's a little bit too much in the zone. Too many, I mean, called strikes are great, but if you're going to be hanging it in the zone, eventually they're going to take advantage. And 11 called strikes, but 2 home runs on the pitch. It's some good and some bad, you know? It's not all bad, obviously, because a 44.8 CSW percentage, which if you're new here, that's just called strikes plus whiffs. It's just combining the two stats. That's it. It's on pitcherlist.com. I use their website quite frequently. If you are new to the show, heavily usage of Pitcherlist, Baseball Savant, Fangraphs. Those are my 3 favorite websites. I am not smarter than you. I just do the little bit of extra research that you just don't have time for. 44.8 CSW is good on a pitch, but when you're giving up a lot of hard contact on it, that's when the problems start coming through. So a little bit too much in the zone for Castillo to be effective. 4 earned runs over 5 innings, 9 hits. It's not great. 3 home runs, but only 7 hard hit balls. I mean, I say only 7. That's not terrible, though. You know, it's like we've seen him have good outings where he's given up 7 hard hits, you know? We've seen him do it before. So it's not a terrible outing. I will say the velocity was down a little bit, which is not super encouraging. It's been up as of late, so I'm hoping that maybe with the All-Star break that maybe he comes back a little bit stronger. There are a lot of trade rumors going around, which I'm going to break that all down tomorrow. I don't really have time for this episode, but Luis Castillo is obviously the center of it. So freaking subscribe so you can be here for tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. when tomorrow's episode gets posted so that you can find out all the details about this trade deadline for the Mariners, who they're going to trade, who they're going to trade for, all that good stuff. We got the All-Star game tomorrow as well. That's kind of, I mean, All-Star break is fun. I mean, it's just a fun time. Home Run Derby is a fun time. Not a lot of Mariners action, but, you know, not this year. Because we're not that good. Alrighty, let's get to the inning by inning breakdown. Castillo, despite having a poor start, did get out of the first inning with the bases loaded. He did do a good job of getting a strikeout and getting out of the inning. That was positive. That was positive. That was nice. Third inning, the Rays finally got to him. They did score a run in the third. Caminero gets a double. Chandler Simpson gets a single to score him in. Fourth inning, Ricky Palacio gets a solo shot off Castillo, one of the sliders, I believe, actually. Fifth inning, Cole Young gets a solo shot. This was his 11th on the season on a very good low changeup from Nick Martinez, which is Martinez's best pitch. And it was perfectly placed. Cole Young was just ready for it. He must have been sitting changeup and just went down and got it. Good for Cole Young. He's been hitting the ball extremely hard over the past week plus, which has been encouraging to see. Cedric Mullins followed it up in the fifth inning with his own solo shot. That was his 11th home run of the season as well on a hanging middle slider. Victor Misa, however you say it, hits a solo shot himself. Both were on middle low sliders. It was still in the zone, so definitely hanging for sure. Starting basically a little bit outside the zone and going right in the middle, not where you're wanting the slider, basically. So that was most of the scoring on Castillo. Jose Ferrer came in to the seventh inning, gave up a solo shot to Caminero pretty much immediately, then gave up singles to Misa and Simpson, who then ended up coming in, I think, due to Davila, I think was in the game at the point, Nick Davila. So Ferrer did not pitch well. I mean, he gave up the home run. He gave up 4 hits total. Those two runners did end up scoring. So it was 3 earned runs total on Ferrer. Not fantastic. He did make up for it in the third game, which we'll get to. But let's just keep rolling through. Game 1 was rough. The offense went to sleep again. Nothing doing for whatever reason. Just can't get anything going. Very frustrating. Game 2, 6-1 loss. Logan Gilbert on the mound. He didn't look fantastic, but he did do well enough. I mean, he was getting whiffs, but he's also getting hit hard. 6 and 2/3 innings pitched, 9 hits given up, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 96 pitches total, 12 hard hits on the day, a lot on the four-seamer. The four-seamer he threw 40% of the time. He got 5 swinging strikes, 5 called strikes on the pitch, which is nice, but 7 hits on the four-seamer. I think this is another situation where the four-seamer is just in the zone too much. He's just in the zone too much, and he's getting hit hard. He's still getting whiffs. The slider did very well in this start, 29% usage, 7 swinging strikes, 4 called strikes on the slider. That was working for him. The slider was working. The four-seamer was still getting whiffs. Overall, I think he had 14 whiffs on the day. Fantastic, but 12 hard hits. You cannot pitch well in that scenario. He fought to stay in the game, which we'll get to in our inning by inning breakdown in a moment. The splitter didn't do much. Threw 11 splitters, threw 11 curveballs. Both pitches did not do too much. He did get 2 whiffs on the curveball, which is nice, but both pitches were not really much to say. The four-seamer was still getting whiffs, which is encouraging. That is exactly what we are looking for from this four-seamer. I think he's going to be okay. Honestly, I'm not super worried about Gilbert right now because he's still getting whiffs. And we saw him through the first couple of months in this season. He was not getting whiffs on that four-seamer. And we saw it was an every other day thing. It felt like every other start thing where it was like, is Logan Gilbert going to be okay? Is he going to be good or is he going to be bad? You know? Couldn't figure it out. He's freaking bipolar as hell pitching wise. He was mixing it up, throwing cutters in there. He's trying to nickel and dime it, trying to kitchen sink this thing, and it just was not working. All right, inning by inning breakdown. First inning, Mariners load the bases this time. They have 1 out in the inning. Naylor and Rayleigh strike out to end the inning. They do not score. Their offense is inept. We are absolute just failures. Cannot piece it together, man. Cal Raleigh cannot piece it together. Nobody can piece it together. Until the third game. The third game, we finally scored some runs, which we'll get there. But even so, my gosh. Cole Young is hitting the ball hard, though. I said nobody can piece it together. People are still piecing it together. Cole Young gets a double in the second inning. He scored on a Cole Emerson sacrifice fly. Cole Emerson had 3 hard hits in this game. 3 hard hits? Was it 3 hard hits? Yeah, he went over 3 with 3 hard hits. So we're making contact. We're making solid contact. It's not happening. It's not happening. Bottom half of the second inning, Rays respond. Simpson gets a single. Ben Williamson doubles him in. Shout out to Ben Williamson, former Mariner. Good for him. He didn't make amazing contact, didn't even go that far, but gets a solid double, scores the first run. Third inning, Yandy and Aranda get back-to-back doubles to score another run off Gilbert. From then on, though, Logan Gilbert cruised, man. He cruised through most of this game. He was doing pretty good work, which is why I'm not too worried about him. Fast forward to the seventh inning, however, 2 outs. Dan Wilson comes out to take Gilbert out. He had Spire ready to go to take on Aranda, who had already gotten to Gilbert earlier in the game with the double. Lefty on lefty, wanted to go with Spire. Gilbert talks him out of it, and it does not pay off. He serves up a low four-seamer to Aranda, who doubles. Next up, Caminero gets intentionally walked, and Dan Wilson takes Logan Gilbert out of the game. Spire comes in to face Ryan Vilade. If that is how you say his last name, I don't even know. Spire comes in to face Ryan Vilade, and he serves up a 3-run home run. Put the game out of reach. It wouldn't have mattered. The Mariners offense did nothing. We scored 1 run. 1 run in the second inning? Oh my gosh, 6-1 loss. Yeah. I couldn't remember. Was it 2 runs or 1 run? It was 1 run. So 2 runs in the first game, 1 run in the second game. It wouldn't have mattered anyways, but we still can't keep ourselves in the game because Spire gives up a 3-run homer. My goodness. Now, game 3 is where the bats finally come alive and the bullpen keeps us in the game. And honestly, I truthfully believe our offense scored so quickly, so therefore our bullpen finally had room. They finally had some breathing room. They could relax a little bit. They are in 1-run situations so freaking often. It's got to be so frustrating as a reliever. You're always on your toes. You're always on the edge of your seat. You're serving Michael Rucker up in the 10th inning in a tie game, hoping that we hold on. Instead, this game, finally, the offense woke up as early as the second inning to give us some breathing room. Now, the key story here, though, to start off before we even get into the inning-by-inning breakdown, Emerson Hancock came out of the game very early. He, first pitch of the game, gets a hard liner right back to his pitching hand. Instinct, reaches out with his pitching hand. I'm sure you've seen the video. He knocks the ball down, has the wherewithal to go, grab it, sling it over to first base to get the out. Insane play. Insane play. And hats off to Hancock. He's a freaking gamer, playing off instinct. Love to see it. Little scary. X-rays did come back negative, however. Hancock stayed in the game and pitched well, but eventually gets pulled out of the second for the second inning. Sorry, in the middle of the second inning. And yeah, smart move. Take him out of the game. We've got the All-Star break. He is not expected to miss any time. Thank goodness the X-ray was negative. He's not expected to miss any time. He said he's okay. He was just pulling at that ring finger, I believe, or it's his middle finger. That where it was starting to swell as the inning went along. Good on Ferreira, and then good on Ferreira to get out of the second inning. He ends up pitching an inning and a third, 1 hit, 2 Ks, so he did rebound from that game 1 situation. But yeah, I mean the offense gave us some breathing room so that the bullpen could just kind of do their thing, kind of relax a little bit on the bullpen day. Davila came in after Ferreira, pitched two scoreless innings, gave up 1 hit. Spire came in after him, pitched a scoreless inning, only gave up 1 walk. Michael Rucker pitched a scoreless inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Huge. Bizzardo was the only one in the bullpen to give up any runs. He gave up a 2-run homer in his 1 inning of work, and then Munoz closed out the game. 1 inning, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. At least we get a freaking win. My gosh. Mariners end up winning the game 8-2. Let's go through the offense here. Second inning, Josh Naylor starts it off with a single. Mitch Garver starts it off with gets a walk. Works a good at bat there. Cole Young gets a solid single. This was their first single with a runner in score, first hit with runners in scoring position in 27 at bats. I'm going to repeat myself. In 27 at bats, 27 straight at bats, The Mariners did not get a hit with a runner in scoring position. Cole Young was the first one. It was 103 miles per hour off the bat. Didn't even score a run because he hit it so hard to right field. So Victor Robles comes up. He gets a sacrifice fly. A great diving play from Cedric Mullins in center field. Robs Robles of a hit, but it still scores a run, thank goodness. Weston Wilson comes up, strikes out. Buddy Kennedy, starting at third base, gets a walk. And then JP Crawford gets a bloop 2-run double to finally score some runs for the Mariners. And the bullpen was able to breathe, able to get it done. Ferrera pitched a scoreless third, did his job. Davila came in. I already broke it down. They did a good job. The bullpen did, and finally the offense provides some security for us. Third inning, Ferrera did get a huge strikeout of Caminero. It was a big 10-pitch at bat, and just gets him looking on a dotted low and in on the corner sinker. Caminero challenged it. It was in the zone. Great pitch from Ferrera. Great gutsy play to end that inning. Fourth inning, Weston Wilson did rebound, gets a solo homer. Buddy Kennedy got on via a error from Caminero. Kennedy did make some good contact, though, had 2 hard hits on the day. This was one of them, 102 miles per hour off the bat. JP gets a single. JP had a good day, 3 for 4 on this day. And then Randy, in his return to the Trop, finally gets his moment, gets a 3-run homer to break the game open in the fourth inning. It was good to see. It was very good to see. Finally, the offense doing something. Randy's had a good season so far. This was only his 11th home run, but he's done very well, regardless. And yeah, man, it was a good day. Sunday was a good day to end it. Good to see that Hancock was okay, and it was good to see the bullpen kind of secure themselves. And nice that the offense did all right. JP did all right. JP could catch fire at any moment. That's the thing about this Mariners team that's so frustrating, is that they are a good team. They just they just haven't been. They've been a 500 squad, and they're still fighting for first place. So there's still hope. We should still be buyers at the deadline, because who knows how many good Mariners teams we get. We got to go for it. I'll be talking about the trade deadline tomorrow. I might talk about the All-Star game a little bit. We're waiting for Julio to come back after the All-Star break. We're waiting for Hancock hopefully to be okay after the All-Star break. We got news. We got stuff to cover tomorrow. I appreciate you watching, guys. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this Mariners team, the offense, the pitching, all that good stuff. I appreciate you watching. Have a good one.